welcome to Fundamentals 1. This is workout night number 3 for you guys. And this is another strength workout. So far what we've gotten for the Fundamentals 1 workout bites, we've given you a high intensity interval training, we've given you a range of motion, and now I'm giving you a strength to complement some of the other basic strength workouts I've got for Fundamentals 1. Let's get started on our warm-up. Again, if you find that these warm-ups are too short, because I am trying to condense things, don't forget to go and do the active or dynamic Fundamentals 1 warm-up prior to doing this. I want you to imagine that there's a little bit of a line, an imaginary line on the floor, and using your right leg for your lead, I want you to do forward and backward steps over top of that line. As you're doing that now, I want you to bring your focus to your core. Draw that belly button in nice and tight. Thinking about warming up that core as well. 3, 2, 1, stop. Now start with the left leg lead. If you want to go faster than me, go for it. If you want to go slower than me, go for it. Idea here is just to go at your own pace, warm up that body just a little bit. Okay? Good. 10 more. 9. Think about the core. Set your shoulders down and back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, imagine now that imaginary line is vertical, and I want you to do tiny little side-to-side hops, back and forth, over top of that line. Nice and easy on the absorption. Good, again, core tight. From the side, what you want to look at, shoulders down to your hips, are nice and flat. So none of this round posture, but you're up nice and tall. If you can get your arms doing the same thing that I am doing, fantastic. One thing I forgot to mention, what are you going to need for this workout? So, if you need to press pause in a second and go and grab these things, go for it. You want a stick. A long stick, like a hockey stick, that has no blade on it, or a broomstick, ideally no broom, and a chair. If you can only get a stick that already has something on it, that's fine as long as it's relatively light and then there's not a huge uneven weight distribution. Okay, and just march it out for a second. Shake out your legs, bend the knees, set the shoulders down and back. Big arm circles backwards. 2, 3, 4, 5, and now forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grab your chair. I'm going to give you a little bit of an option here in these next couple of warm-ups. So I want everyone to go ahead and do a few chair squats. If you want to sit right down, if you need to do that to warm up your joints, you can. If you just brush your bum, go for it. So we're about to do a glute stretch or a piriformis stretch. We're in through the butt muscle. I'm going to give you an easier version, quickly run through that, and then show you the more advanced version. Last week, if you did my workout, we actually did the more advanced version within the workout. So have a seat right on that chair, cross one ankle over the other, sit up nice and tall, and hinge forward. So this is level 1, okay? If you find balance a challenge, I want you to do this. Little small hinges forward and back within your comfort range. I want you to do that 10 to 12 times a side. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you're doing what we did in last week's workout. Balance on one foot, weight on that chair, and we're doing that same movement, but we're in a standing position. Note that my bum is pushing back. Now that you've done it on the chair and you know what it feels like, if you find that when you try this more advanced version, you're not getting a stretch back here, go back to the more basic version. 2 more on this side, and then let's switch to the other side. Either sitting down on the chair or standing up if you find that you can challenge your balance here and also get the stretch. And again, this is the general area where you should be feeling the stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Okay, and shake it out. And grabbing, now everyone stand up, grab onto that chair. If you can, grab onto your shoelace, and then sit nice and tall. And now I want you to do a little hinge forward, aiming to get a nice stretch in the quad back here. 5. If the hinge forward is too much for you, just stand up nice and tall and hold that for 30 seconds. If this movement is too much for you, I do strongly recommend you go back and take a look at some of the other Fundamentals 1 videos. There's a modified dynamic warm-up, and you really want to work on your flexibility to make sure you can do some of these basic movements. So again, you do not have to do the hinge forward. You can just stand up tall and work that range, or you can do the hinge forward with me. 3 more. 2. And last one. Okay, so what I would like you to do, you're going to grab your hockey stick, and I'm going to show this from the side. It's probably the easiest way to do it. You're going to grab your stick or your broomstick, and we're going to start with your basic chair squat, but we're going to add this over top of your body to work the range just a little bit. So I'm holding this a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, set my shoulders down and back, core is activated. I want you to push your bum back, have a seat right down on that chair. When you're down on that chair, now I want you to maintain this good core position, so not overarching, not tucking under, and I want you to push your arms back until you feel a little bit of stretch in the shoulders. Imagine somebody is pulling you up to the ceiling. Slowly sit back down. Push back, stand right back up. Core nice and tight. Slowly down, push back. Somebody's pulling you up to the ceiling. From the front, what it looks like, my knees are slightly wider than my feet. My toes are straight ahead. Every time I sit down, I do that little push back. Should be feeling this through your shoulders, a little bit through your upper back, not through your low back. So if you find that this bothers your low back, go back to a basic chair squat. Okay? And then maybe what you can do after you've done your few sets of chair squats, you can just stand up and do 5 or 6 of these guys. Okay, so that's only if you're feeling your low back. Otherwise, you're staying with me. Let's do 2 more. Squatting down, I sit, push back. Somebody pulls me straight up. Core set. I sit, push back. Somebody pulls me straight up. Okay, there's our first set of squats. Should feel it all the way up the upper mid back in a good way. Now we're going to go to a push-up combo, working some shoulder stabilizers as well. So I want you on all fours, core nice and tight. I want your shoulders directly over top of your hands, hips right over top of your knees. Let the shoulder blades collapse, and then push up. Collapse the shoulder blades, my elbows stay tight, and then I push them into the heels of my hands. Collapse, and then push up. This is what I call a push-up plus. Right here, the push-up plus. Now, I want you to go right down on your chest. Toes tuck under, set the shoulders down. I want you to lift the hands up, hover, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Hands go down, knees stay on the ground, and I want you to do a full push-up. At the top of the push-up, do a little bit of that push-up plus. So without rounding my upper back, I'm just pushing into the ceiling, core stays set, and then I come all the way back down. Shoulders slide down, lift up, squeeze the shoulder blades, hands go back down, pushing off those knees all the way up. A little bit of a push-up plus. It's a tiny, tiny movement at the top of the push-up plus. Slowly come down, roll the shoulders back, squeeze together, squeeze, 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 hands go down, push back up, a little bit of a push-up plus, and slowly back down. Roll the shoulders back, lift up, core tight, hands go down, push up, a little bit of an extra plus, and then slowly back down. 2 more. Hands up, squeeze, 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 and push, a little bit of a push-up plus, and then slowly back down, and lift, squeeze, push out of the hands, a little tiny push-up plus at the top of the movement. Flip over on your back, and what I would like you to do here, palms up. This is going to be level 1 in this exercise. Second time through, you can take it to a single leg like we did last week. So you're going to bridge your hips up. I want you to sequentially peel down 1 vertebrae at a time. And push up again, pushing through your heels. Bum squeeze at the top, core in tight. I'm trying to sequentially roll down by using my abdominal muscles to curl down, holding that pelvic tuck to the very last minute. Open shoulders, lift up. Bum squeeze, sequentially roll down 1 vertebrae at a time, pulling that belly button in, and all the way down. Should be feeling a squeeze, 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 glutes, hamstrings, and core. rolling down. So this is a still challenging one, but if you want the next set, I'm going to give you a single leg bridge to get those glutes and hamstrings a little bit better. Lift up, core tight, shoulders stay open, squeeze the bum cheeks, sequentially roll down one vertebrae at a time. Last one here, lift up, squeeze, belly button tight, curl down, one vertebrae at a time. Okay, roll back, over, stand up, grab your chair, grab your stick, go back to our overhead squats. So this time I will face you so you can see what that looks like. Feet just a little bit wide with shoulder width apart. Try to have the toes straight ahead. Bar nice and wide. Set those shoulders down. Bar goes up. Sit back all the way down. Especially when you transition here, don't let the knees collapse. So I'm pushing my knees up, coming straight up. Slowly down. I sit down. Push the bar back. Make sure my core is tight, my back is flat, not overarched, not over tucked, and back down. Push the bar back, coming back up. Now, to increase the challenge ever so slightly, if you find that this one is too easy, we get rid of the sit. So same movement, and I just come right back up, a little bit tougher. You might have to go a little bit faster than the way we did with the sit. And touch, and come back up. Make sure those knees are collapsing in. Let's go 5 more. Keep driving that bar back behind your head. 2, good job. 3 to go. 1, 2 more. Bum pushes back. Keep pushing that bar back behind your head. Last one here. Good. Okay, back to those push-ups. So, just do that little quick warm-up on all fours, so you can get that the shoulder blades here moving in sequence. So I'm pushing up out of the heels of the hands, my shoulder blades collapse together. Elbows stay locked, so they're not involved. Just warming up those shoulder blades. Little push-up pluses. Try not to drive forward and back with your neck, just through the shoulder blades. Now that you've got that warmed up, down to your chest. Roll the shoulders back, lift the hands up, hover, squeeze the shoulder blades, belly button comes in tight, pushing up off your knees, little push-up plus at the top. Slowly come down, lift and squeeze, pushing up, push-up plus at the top. Slowly down, core in tight, lift, hover, squeeze, and push up, little push-up plus at the top, and slowly down. If it feels more comfortable to have your toes flipped under, that's fine. Roll the shoulders, push, push-up plus, slowly back down, hands come right back up, squeeze, push-up plus, and back down. Let's do 2 more. Much, much more difficult to do a full push-up right off the ground here for. Push-up plus, slowly down, and this time let's hover, squeeze, shoulder blades down and back, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and push up, flip over on your back. So if you remember from the last set, you're doing your hip bridge, slowly roll down, 1 vertebrae at a time, or this set, if you want to do those single leg hip bridges, you can do so. So again, pushing up the heel, lift up, and lower down. So we're going to do 12 aside of these, or you can do 12 to 20 of the double leg, 1 vertebrae roll down movement that I did last set. You should be feeling your bottom hamstring here, working pretty hard. Just going to do a quick little time check. So today, I'm taking you through 2 sets. And that will take you in, to complete the workout with the stretches, will probably take you in about 17 minutes, 18 minutes. If you have time, I recommend repeating another sequence of the overhead squat, the push-ups, and either one of these hamstring movements. Last one here, and switches to the other side. Heel goes down, toe is up, opposite leg is up, core is tight, palms are up, chest is open, and pushing up, squeeze at the top, lower down. 2, 3, 4. Feeling it through the back of the hamstring. If you're feeling it in the low back, you want to go back to the other double leg movement. Should be very minimal or no effort coming through the low back here. Glutes and hamstrings should be doing the work. Often it helps as well to soften up this knee if flexibility is a limitation. Last two, last one, and then from here, just tuck your knees into your chest, give yourself a little bit of a stretch, and lift one foot up into the air, pull that leg towards the body, soften up the knee as much as you need to, and you can do a little ankle roll here. So I'm going to go into my stretches here, our stretches. Again, if you want to do a third set of the strength movements, go ahead and do so. And take it to the other side. Bring the foot up, depending on your flexibility, you can either grab behind the knee or at the calf. Whatever feels comfortable, a little bit of an ankle roll if you want. 2, 3. Really, really lovely stretch here. I'm going to show it to you from the side first, but then I'll switch positions. So what I'm doing, actually I'll go with an angle this way. What I'm doing here is I've got my hands out to the side, I've got my feet spread, a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, and what I'm going to let my heels are about 1.5 to 2 feet away from my bum. I'm going to drop one knee at a time and get a nice, lovely, easy spine twist, stretch / massage. Really, really great, easy, passive spine stretch. A lot of spine stretches are fantastic, but if you're brand new to exercise, sometimes they can be a little bit extreme. So this is just a really nice, gentle, leading into a good spine stretch. And no matter what you're done, this one feels nice. This feels good. 2 more. Last one. Okay, what I would like you to do is to now lie on your side, cradle your head, tuck your knees up into fetal position. Grab the shoelaces of the top leg, pull the belly button in tight, and drive that back knee back. So we're aiming now for a nice stretch in the quad or the thigh. Don't let this knee wing up, otherwise you won't get a stretch. Pull the belly button in tight, and again, the position of this knee is important because you want to keep the back in a good position. If I let the knee drop down, it's not necessarily terrible, but this ensures that your low back is in a good position. 3, 2, 1. Again, I'm being a little bit, I'm not pulling these stretches as long as I ideally would like, because the idea between these workout pace, which will be the other side, is to just get it done, making sure that they're not so long that people have the excuse that they don't have time. But in the ideal scenario, you're going to be holding these stretches a little bit longer. So if you have the time, please go back to some of the fundamentals 1 stretches. I've got a lower body stretch and an upper body stretch. If you could do those all on alternating days, that would be fantastic to help with your range of motion. Again, bottom knee is tucked up, grabbing the shoelaces. I'm keeping this knee not waving up, but approximately in line with the level of my hip. Cradling my head. Pull for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flip over onto all fours. Push your bum back over top of your heels. Fingertips forward, wiggling forward until you feel a nice stretch underneath your arms. Walk your hands over to the side. Now I'm feeling a nice stretch underneath the right side of my body. Nice deep breath here. Walk over to the other side. Slowly stand up. Last stretch I'll leave you with. Up 1 vertebrae at a time. That's not it. You want to find a wall. Arm goes at 90 degrees, right up against that wall. So let's pretend I'm in the doorway. I stand at the level of the doorway. I step forward maybe an inch. Then I rotate my feet away from this arm until I feel a gentle pull into my chest. If this feels too extreme, you have any pinching through the shoulder, do the same movement, but drop the arm down low. You can experiment with which one feels better. Ultimately, you want to work to having the arm up at 90, but if there's any pinching, no go. You don't want any pinching. 3, 2, 1. From the back, what it looks like, stand right in line with that wall, 90 degrees, step forward an inch, and gently turn your feet away. Do not feel you have to go the same distance that I do, and only go until you feel a gentle pull here. Watch your back. If you really are arching, step back just a little bit so you don't feel like there's any strain in through that low back. 3, 2, 1, and there's my 20-minute limit. So there you go. Have yourself a great day. Don't forget to check out some of the other videos. Make sure you're repeating these workouts so you get more and more competent with the workouts as you go. Talk to you soon.